It's all about speed.
Hot cars,
Just like an extension of their, you know.
wild women,
You get to race cars and you get to make out with Jordana Brewster.
and racing in the streets.
Paul and Vin crashed a couple of illegal underground races.
We get on the set of one of the most daring movies
It's a crazy, adrenaline-enhanced kind of setting.
and find out what it takes to rev up the cast.
That is so goofy. And she's trying, and I love her.
Buckle up as we go behind the scenes of The Fast and the Furious.
If you have a need for speed, well, Vin Diesel and Paul Walker bring you just that in their new film. Hey everybody, I'm Kristen Malia, and welcome to our Summer Heatwave edition of Behind the Scenes, where today we're taking you behind the wheel of The Fast and the Furious.
You know, I grew up with like subways, New York City cabs, if you were lucky enough. I had motorcycles when I was in college, which made me kind of a defensive driver. But I never got too into the car thing.
But Vin's co-star, Paul Walker, is an auto nut.
I've always been into cars. I was never really into like this whole import car scene until actually I got more involved with the film. I was pretty hip to what it was about. You know, I understand turbos and NOS and, you know, intake, exhaust, you know, cutting out the airbox, putting in an air filter, you know, chipping it. Like, I know all the lingo, I know what it's about, but, you know, it wasn't really my cup of tea. And getting into it, though, after driving a few of them, I was like, all right, so I actually own one now.
Now, when the project came along, did they seek you out because they knew you were into cars, or was that just purely by accident?
No, they knew I was into cars. I was actually working on the Skulls with basically the same team. Rob Cohen, the director, Neil Moritz, the producer, and then Universal was the studio behind it. Within 3 months, he came to me with this idea. It was basically just a newspaper clipping at the time. He said, look, this is it. We want to do something about modern-day drag racing, and we think, you know, it'd be great if you were to play an undercover cop. You know, you get to race cars and you get to make out with Jordana Brewster. So I was like, right on.
Not bad.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well. The thing though that was it was kind of scary, I guess. My representatives at the time, they were concerned because they could tell initially. I mean, they could tell right off that I was interested, and I was ready to sign on. You know, I love these guys. I've worked with them before, and it just seemed to make sense to me, the whole formula. But the thing is that they didn't have a script at the time. Now, you don't attach yourself to anything without reading a script, but, you know, my mind was telling me don't, but my heart was telling me go for it, so I did it, and I can say that I'm glad I did.
Was it as much fun as you expected it to be?
Probably more so. Before we went into it, Rob told me, he said, yeah, I'd like you to do a lot of the behind-the-wheel stuff yourself. You know, he wanted to capture stuff on film that had never before been captured before. Think about how many car movies have been made with car chases and race sequences. He wanted this to be you know, very original, and I think he did a good job with that. The only way that was going to happen is if we were behind the wheel. It was more fun in that going into it, I had that idea and I had that understanding, but I didn't know just how much they're going to actually let me do.
Vic, you gotta hang in here with me right now. We're gonna get you off this thing. Now give me your arm. Vic, look at me. Don't let go.
That was actually me on